Hello and welcome everybody. I'm Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com and I've got the full moon in Scorpio horoscopes. But firstly I'd like to talk about something weird happening in the heavens. The devil comet. It's come to visit us at the moment. I'll just put on a video so you don't have to look at me all the time. And so this rare devil comet only comes every 71 years or so. It's a bit like Halley's Comet, which comes every 76 years. Other names besides the devil's comet are the mother of dragons comet. Its real name is 12P/Pons-Brooks. I actually like Mother of Dragons, the best out of those three names. It's a frozen block of ice and dust and rocks, basically about 10.5 miles wide, and it'll be 144 million miles away from the sun. And it's quite a rare spectacle, especially as it's green. It's got this sort of green tinge. Because it's full of ice and rocks, and there's some volcanic activity apparently that causes outbursts and eruptions, emotions I was going to say, outbursts and emotions, eruptions. The green mist has formed like two horns, so that's how it got the name the Devil's Comet. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you can see it, you should be able to see it now. But it's better viewed if you've got a set of binoculars or a small telescope. It's down near the horizon, near Jupiter, and Jupiter is the largest planet, so you should be able to see Jupiter in the sky. But if you're not sure, maybe get one of those apps that you can put on your phone. A lot of people use those. They tell you where the planets are in the sky at the moment. It'll be closest to Earth on the 2nd of June, but by that date you'll only be able to see it if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, so in Australia and New Zealand. It's a sort of once in a lifetime type of thing or spectacle that you can look at. It's what they call a short period comet, which is means basically that the orbital period is only between 20 and 200 years. So the next time we'll see it will be 2095. I don't know if I'll still be here. I'll try. Okay, so, I think it's very interesting from an astrological point of view. We don't actually know what it means. A lot of what goes on in the heavens, astrologers haven't been able to observe everything. If it only comes every 71 years, you only get to see it once in your lifetime if you're lucky. And so, especially in centuries gone past, most astrologers didn't live that long. And so there wasn't the opportunity for continued observation and, to really try and find out what attributes go with comets and, things like that. The transpersonal planets, for example, so far out, the orbits are so very long that, astrologers didn't really have a good idea until more recently. But if you think about it, comets can be sort of positive or negative in terms of their connotations. And if you think about it, green has some positive connotations of growth and development, but the colour green also has some negative connotations. So I'm thinking about jealousy, for example. Also, there's an old-fashioned saying, something about, really made my bile rise or something like that. And so, associated with gallbladder or liver, or it's like the darker sort of angry, resentment, those sorts of energies. So just keep your eyes on what's going on in, the world at the moment. We do have some very negative things happening at the moment. And I think it's very ironic that Donald Trump is also having his criminal trial at the moment, and apparently he is having a lot of outbursts. And that's what I associate in my mind with this comet, outbursts and eruptions of emotions. Okay, so I think it's worth looking into. And when it has an outburst, it can be up to 100 times brighter. It's a bit like Donald Trump. The more he has these eruptions, the more attention people pay to him, you know. So, you know, it's an interesting times that we live in. But let's get on with the horoscopes now, the Scorpionic horoscopes for all of the star signs. So Aries is the first one. So dear Aries, you may want to be close to someone, and yet there's a possible tendency to close yourself off. Think about where this came from. It has the potential to affect your closest relationships right now, so it's time to get to the bottom of it. So, you know, in Scorpio, it can be intense, you know, emotions coming up like the comet. You know, these outbursts and eruptions, they really can cause some difficulties. So if you want to know a secret, look at your own secrets, is what I'd say. Even though these difficulties can arise, you'll be more than ready. Okay, so that's it for you. In a nutshell, Aries, is that when something hard happens, you can respond quite quickly. Other things that may be on your mind at the moment are joint finances, investments, real estate could be on the agenda as well. Maybe legalities need attention, wills, inheritance, or something with an overtone of death. It doesn't mean actual death that somebody's going to die. It doesn't really mean that at all. It is a great time to get professional financial advice, though, especially about investments or real estate. If you do have somebody special, do make time together for intimacy and to try and sort out some long-standing issues, especially as Venus, the planet of love, can also bring possible conflict, especially around money for you. Okay, Taurus. Dear Taurus, you could have a few upcoming challenges, but it's nothing that you can't handle in your very stable and secure manner. You do have the ability to compromise because Venus is your ruler. However, if there's any unfairness, she will probably want to say something, okay? She loves justice. With Pluto, the transformer, Venus, the lover, and also the brilliant sun are not really happy at the moment in your chart, okay? So there's some hard aspects there. You could find transformation and change on the horizon in your important relationships. I always spell relationships R-E-A-L because they're real. The full moon in Scorpio brings intense and compelling emotions, but it doesn't mean that it's a negative thing because it could actually have the very positive result of making your emotions come up, clear out, and then makes the relationship much stronger. So it can work, you know, ultimately to your favour. Do be careful of communications, as Mercury is in trickster mode until the 25th, and then there's some shadow period after that as well for a few days. Words misspoken are like a bushfire. It's impossible to rein them back in once they escape your mouth. Gemini. Dear Gemini, Pluto, the transformer, and the sun have hard aspects to your full moon, which may bring difficulties in your daily routine, in your well-being, or in your normal work life. Big changes are coming to these areas, and you may have to be quick on your feet to cope with these changes. Do remember to take some time out when you can, as stress can easily build up if you don't indulge in some self-care. Daily routines, habits and work could be quite busy now. Perhaps they don't go as smoothly as you would like. Go slowly and carefully, and be especially careful with your communications, as your ruler Mercury is retrograde right until the 25th, plus some shadow period time of a week or so after that. So even for a few days after, misunderstandings and miscommunications are possible. It's not the best time to travel either, so take it easy and allow plenty of time in case of delays. Cancer. Romantic inclinations can be very strong and intense right now, so you may be inclined to get out and about to look for someone special if you're free to do so. Don't rush in where angels fear to tread, because Pluto can give intense desire, but sometimes can bring painful storms as well. Children or your own inner child may play up. You may want to be free in some respect, perhaps. However, now is probably not the best time, as it's not a practical solution right now. The same goes for close friendships. They could be more volatile than usual. Giving each other space to calm down can help. Your curiosity is likely to be quite strong. However, don't bite off more than you could chew. Even if your feelings feel rather urgent, try to slow things down and don't rush into anything right now. There's plenty of time. Your creativity and desire for fun might be full steam ahead, so make the most of this while the sun shines. Leo. Sparks and fires might start at home or in connection with a family member, so do watch out for arguments and miscommunications, especially as your ruler of the sun is opposite this intense full moon. Your career or authority figures could also be at the centre of misunderstanding, so go easy there too. You could be feeling quite energetic, but others may not be able to keep up with you, so slow down and take a breath. Old feelings from the past may come back to remind you of previous relationships. You can't change what happened then, but you can make new decisions now about how you respond. You can always move on if you choose. It's a good time to stay close to home and to attend to domestic tasks, and perhaps you may feel like entertaining at home as well. Virgo. Your ruler, Mercury, can lead you into sticky communication issues now, especially relating to shared assets, finances and intimacy. So do be careful for the rest of April that nothing too controversial escapes your mouth. Simultaneously, you may wish to expand your horizons, but something seems to get in the way. Marketing and promotions are affected similarly, especially if you work in PR or advertising or you have a small business. On the upside, you can finish old projects that you started before April, and you may hear from old friends or people that you knew previously. You will probably make decisions based on how you feel rather than on logic, but that's not a bad thing if you avail yourself of some facts beforehand. Reality is tapping on your door now, so do find a suitable balance with your feelings and intuitions. Travel plans can be delayed. Libra. It could be quite an intense time with your money, so be careful not to be drawn into get-rich-quick schemes or overspending. Your creative leisure and pleasure urges are transforming. However, your personal funds could be short for how you wish to manifest these changes. Be strong and take control of your money, your possessions, and also your self-worth, dear Libra. You might be able to make some compromises in these areas. If anyone can, you can. Shared resources such as real estate, investments, and inheritances or wills could also come to your attention. Are you getting enough quality intimacy right now? This is more important than you think. Matters around close friends and partners where you can share your true, authentic self are key and could bring up intense feelings. Okay, so note to self there. Back to the video, because I'm a Libran. You can handle this, so it's all about finding balance, okay? And you will find the balance and go for it. Scorpio, woohoo! This full moon is smiling on you, dear Scorp. You are being guided towards a deeper level of authenticity, maybe not as gently as you would like though. You might wish to show the world who you really are by changing your appearance in some way. Those around you may see your depth and intensity more than usual. Therefore, do be careful with your words, as they have more power than you think. You can get your message out into the world in a magnetically alluring way now as well. It's a great time to listen to others, even if you feel quite intense about your own message. Partners and those close to you may have some issues adjusting to your newfound energy. However, it's really important that you are true to yourself. Ructions or disturbances around home or family could also arise as you may become more outspoken. Sagittarius, you're likely to be looking deeper than just the superficial layers. Part of this involves exploration of your own subconscious. You're likely to be investigating your dreams, noticing synchronicities, and generally having a deeper and fuller world view. The full moon could bring up deeply compelling, intense, subconscious contents that steer you in a new direction. Perhaps the past comes up too with unfinished business that needs some attention so you can move forward again. You may also need some time out to come to terms with everything that arises. Get out into nature, go off by yourself somewhere without the distractions of everyday life. Have you ever thought about going sailing, for example? You can pick up messages out of thin air now also, but for the remainder of this month, they could be difficult to understand or get misconstrued somehow with Mercury retrograde, okay? So maybe write them down and you can figure them out next month perhaps. Capricorn, intense situations arise now with friends and associates. Be cautious in communications. It shouldn't be too hard for you, dear Capricorn. Sometimes we have to let go of past associations to make space for new ones coming in. Your hopes and dreams could also be affected. Don't be so welded to previous ideas about your life that you can't change to allow better opportunities to come in. You may also hear of secrets or matters that would be better off left alone. Pluto is bringing challenges in your money zone. It will soon go retrograde and things could quieten down then. Your finances, possessions or attitudes to these are changing, and perhaps insights about money will come to you. There's also realizations that money isn't as important as having love in your life. And that's even self-love. Even if you're not with somebody, it's about respecting and loving yourself. Maybe you decide to draw more friends into your world as well. Your life is changing, dear Cap, and it's okay. Aquarius, even though there may be stressful situations in the background, you have the ability to cope with these situations in a very calm and practical way, so well done you. Issues could come up around your career or home life, which could be unpredictable or volatile. However, you're a master of management now, and a way to find out what is going on is to balance the seemingly opposite energies between home, family and career. An authority figure could be involved, perhaps a woman. Your life is likely to be more public than usual, so do be cautious about social media. Got to keep that reputation of yours intact, nice and shiny. You probably work well with the public now and other people notice you, especially in the outside world. You may support others in career, or perhaps a parent may need your help now. Pisces, flowing like a river. You may hear intense news or secrets that you may wish to help out in typical Pisces fashion. It's time to consider now how you might grow your life and broaden your horizons. Perhaps travel is on your mind now, and it's a great time to plan where you might like to go and what you want to do. However, jumping on a plane this very minute probably isn't the best idea. Maybe wait a few weeks at least, but it's fun to think about at the moment. One thing's for sure is that your life is certainly changing, and getting more in touch with the world at large is probably on your agenda. Options also on the table are education and spirituality. Check into how you can grow as a person. The world is so much bigger and fuller than most of us anticipate. You can avail yourself of these opportunities now. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our full moon horoscopes in Scorpio. Thank you so very much for listening. I hope this is useful for you. Do let me know in the comments if you like this format. I just thought I was doing half of the work, or more than half of the work anyway, so I may as well do do a video on it. Okay, have a wonderful month. I'll be back very soon. I'm working on the May horoscopes at the moment for sun signs. So, yeah, keep a lookout. Have a wonderful month. Don't forget, subscribe and be alive, and leave a like. That would be fabulous. I'll love you forever. Well, I exaggerate a little bit. Okay, I'll see you all again soon. Thanks and bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.